Scroll through the comment section of almost any Bitcoin or crypto related video on YouTube, and you will definitely see it. A top comment or multiple comments with hundreds of likes, people thanking some random advisor who made them thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars with their trading strategies. Multiple commenters piling on, praising this advisor, asking how they can contact them, where they can find out more information. You probably either thought this was weird and never gave it a second look, or never even really noticed it to begin with, but it's actually part of a $1 billion scam operation that I'm going to uncover and expose and explain to you in this video. But first, real quick, my name is John from My Favorite Thing About Bitcoin. I've been studying Bitcoin for several years, created this channel with the goal of helping other people better understand and grow their conviction in Bitcoin. If that sounds like something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button and we'll get into the video. So like I said, you've probably seen these weird comments. There's always some weird advisor that they're thanking, like, oh, thanks, Mrs. Juliana Hadas. You know, I made $12,000 last month with her trading strategies. She's truly a genius in her field. Or sometimes what I've noticed is that on my channel, especially, they're getting more subtle than that and they're getting a little more realistic. And they'll often say something about the video first. So they say like, this is a great video with such good insights. I find it hard to make profits in crypto like the rest of you. How are you all making such big gains? And then below that, you see a string of replies of other people, other commenters saying, oh, I'm with you. I don't know how to do it. I can't figure it out. And then the next person says, oh, same here. I was continually losing until I found Mrs. Juliana. And now I'm up $75,000 in 6 months. And then there's, of course, other ones commenting and saying, oh, how do I contact her? How do I find more information? And then they never leave a direct link to contact this person. They always say, oh, just search her name. Or they say, contact her on Telegram or WhatsApp. And you'll notice they're almost always spelling Telegram or WhatsApp with some weird, strange spelling of it. It's like TE-GRAM. Or sometimes it's not that exact sequence of commenters. It's actually someone impersonating the channel owner themselves, especially if it's a bigger channel. It's like Andre Jick or Ben Sessions or Mark Moss or something. And they'll have made a fake account that looks exactly like that person's account. And they'll be inviting the commenters to personally join that influencer's private Telegram channel or WhatsApp group to learn their trading secrets, or telling them to message them on WhatsApp for a free prize giveaway. Hopefully you are seeing every single part of this for what it is, which is a giant red flag, because of course, none of these people are real. It's all fake. The thread you're reading is not a conversation. It's a giant performance. It's a fully automated bot orchestrated trap designed to get you to trust some fictional financial advisor, join a sketchy Telegram channel or WhatsApp group, and eventually lose every dollar you send them. And this scam is everywhere. Most people scroll past it, but a few people are curious and they reach out. And those few are the reason that the scam is making the scammers millions and millions of dollars. My channel is tiny, but I still saw them start to pop up on my channel, and I would just ignore them, delete them, and then try to add the words they're using to my blocked word list. But then I got more curious to figure out what is actually going on with these bots. Who is doing this? What is the scam? Like, what happens if you actually reach out and join their Telegram group? And how does it all work? So I did the research, and today I'm unpacking everything I learned about their entire operation, how it works, who's behind it, and how you can obviously avoid becoming their next victim. All right, quick pause. I hope you're enjoying the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. You can zap me sats via the Lightning Network using the QR code on the screen. And back to the video. So like I said, I see these comments on my channel and I've tried to get rid of them, but it's actually turns out to be virtually impossible. But for bigger channels, I imagine it's basically impossible to keep up with removing them manually one by one. And that's part of the reason why their playbook is super simple, but weirdly effective. Like I said, I think they're getting a tiny bit more sophisticated, probably with the use of AI. And depending how new to crypto you are, or how new to the internet you are, or how naive you are, some of it might actually seem real at first glance. But of course, you should be thinking, why does this one comment instantly have like 125 likes, while no other comment on the video has more than 4 likes? But it also instantaneously has like 12 replies. Why the F do they spell Telegram like that? They're trying to make all this feel organic, like a real discussion, like real social proof. Except hopefully your BS detector is going off the way it should be, because like I said, it's all fake. It's probably a single entity who's running dozens or hundreds of accounts, scripting an entire dialogue of bots to manipulate you into trusting a stranger on Telegram. And they keep getting away with these comments because they're using every trick they can think of to get around YouTube's filters, desperately trying to get you off of the platform you're on and into the top of their scam funnel, piquing your curiosity and trying to bait you into taking the next step. Behind the scam comments is usually a tightly coordinated bot operation. So sometimes it's run by a few individuals, or other times it's run by entire fraud rings. And as creators have sort of been lamenting for years, YouTube doesn't really seem to care much about this at all. As far as I can tell, maybe they do care, but as far as I can tell, they're not really doing anything to fight the problem. Usually you can tell that they're all fake accounts. They're just recently created. They basically have no subscribers, no videos. Sometimes they will actually have stolen a verified account and be using a verified account that actually looks legit to leave bot comments. If you do fall for it and search the name of the advisor or reach out to them on Telegram or WhatsApp, now you're talking to some scammer who's impersonating either the real influencer whose channel it was or the fake advisor. And now it's flipped from the public theater performance that you saw on the comment section to a one-on-one manipulation. From what I found in my research into what most of these scams are trying to do, they're trying to guide you into a fake investment scheme that's going to promise, obviously, outsized returns. But their real goal is to manipulate you and slowly bleed you dry of as much money as they possibly can. Obviously, most of us are saying, okay, but does anybody actually fall for this stupid stuff? But as with all scams, it's really just a numbers game. They're blasting out as much of this as they possibly can. So if you say they comment, say, on 10,000 videos, even if only 0.1% of viewers bite, that's still dozens of victims. And if just a few of those victims send them a few $1,000s in crypto, that's a pretty big payday for which they are virtually guaranteed to never get caught. Because, like I said, nobody really seems to care about this, except for I did find a few deep dive investigations by cybersecurity researchers, law enforcement, and tech journalists who did deep dive research to figure out what is going on with these scams. And a lot of those studies were my source material for making this video. There's groups like WithSecure Labs who've tracked bot activity across thousands of YouTube crypto scam videos. They've mapped wallet addresses and exposed how the operations move their money around. This is sort of a version of the scam that the FBI calls pig butchering, and it is one of the most damaging online fraud schemes today. And the FTC says that over $1 billion are lost to crypto scams that start specifically on social media. So this is documented, it's been studied, and it's happening at a large scale. There's one super comprehensive study that I found of YouTube comment section scams, which was done by researchers at Stony Brook University, and they analyzed 8.8 million comments across 20 channels over 6 months, and they identified about 206,000 scam posts from over 10,000 different accounts. Like we talked about, they use techniques like visually disguising the text, impersonating the creator themselves, and coordinated comment threads to trick users into contacting the scammers via WhatsApp or Telegram. The researchers followed up with 50 scammers, and in the interactions with them, they found most scams were crypto investments or free prize schemes. And in this research paper in particular, they uncovered nearly $2 million in stolen funds, and they said over 93% of scam wallets received payments. If you did happen to reach out to these scammers on Telegram or WhatsApp, the most likely thing they're going to do is pose as that financial advisor, talk to you about your goals. Some of them might have even stolen a real financial advisor's profile to make them look even more legit. And then they'll tell you if you join their private group, you'll get premium signals. They'll probably promise to walk you through your first trade, give you personalized trading advice. If you do join that premium signals group, guess what? That's also a stage, a theater performance filled with more fake personas that are all congratulating each other and praising the mentor and sharing all their fake profit screenshots, talking about how much money they're making. It's a scripted play designed just for you to trigger even more social proof in your mind and also your greed. Next, they're going to introduce you to a fake trading platform. Of course, you don't know it's fake. They know it's fake. It looks like a real exchange. They'll have you create an account and send over some crypto. You might start with a small amount, probably Tether or Bitcoin, and they'll have you start trading. And the dashboard is going to light up. Maybe your first $500 deposit becomes $700 on your first trade. They've baited the hook and given you the first little nibble. And they might even allow you to withdraw a small amount. At that point, you're really on the hook. Now you're trusting that this is a real exchange. And you're thinking, holy crap, this really works. I found the golden goose. And your greed starts kicking in, thinking how much money you're going to make. In your head, you're probably already drafting that email to tell your boss to go F himself. And the scammers know this. So then they hit you with the upsell. Want even bigger returns? Now you got to add 5K or 10K to the platform, and the window's closing fast. Don't miss out on the next big trade we have coming. And people do actually do this. They're being duped by a pretty sophisticated, coordinated attack. The whole experience feels real, the profits look real, and the group seems real. And their returns keep going up on the screen. Because at this point, we've all been conditioned to see numbers on a screen and think that that represents real money in an account somewhere. But of course, all the profits you see are just numbers on a screen. I happen to think there's a strange parallel here to our actual banking system, in which you log into your account, you see the numbers on the screen that represents how much money you have in the bank, which is actually money the bank owns. That's a liability they owe to you, that they actually owe that same exact money to millions of other people at that exact same moment. And if all of you tried to withdraw it at the same time, you wouldn't be able to. So there's a strange parallel going on there. I actually just did a recent video on how the modern banking system is really just a fraud. Feel free to go watch that video if you're interested. But of course, like I said, in this fake trading platform, all the profits you see are really just numbers on a screen, and your real money has already gone straight to the scammer's wallet, and it's been gone since the moment that you sent it. And you won't find that out until the next time you try to withdraw, and then you hit a wall. They will most assuredly say, oh, your account needs additional verification. There's a 5% tax before you can withdraw. Oh, you need to deposit more before you can unlock your funds. They'll give excuse after excuse as to why you can't withdraw. And most of them will have a reason why you actually need to deposit more money first. And their goal, obviously, is just to keep extracting as much from you as they possibly can until you finally realize what's going on. At that point, you'll probably freak out. You'll start threatening them. Maybe you say you're going to sue or call the cops. They will just ghost you. They'll stop responding altogether, and the platform will vanish, and your money will be gone forever. Because the truth is, it was gone all along. The second you sent it, nothing else was real. And since this is crypto, you're in the wild, wild west. There's no bank, no chargeback, no undo button, no one coming to save you or chase the scammers down to get your money back. Unless you think you're going to take it into your own hands and go all Liam Neeson and taking on them. Good luck.
Good luck.
But unfortunately, you probably just learned the hardest lesson you can learn in all of crypto. If you know what to look for, you're seeing this play out all over YouTube, all over TikTok, basically every major social media platform. I'm not personally as active on most of the other platforms. My experience is that, yeah, there's a ton of crypto pump and dumpers on YouTube, but YouTube is at least the place where there are some real Bitcoin signal channels. But the rest of all social platforms, in my experience, basically forget about it. From what I can tell, there's basically zero real Bitcoin maxi signal on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. It's basically all crypto pump and dumpers, XRP army bots, paid shills, grifters, and scammers. In the US, the Federal Trade Commission said nearly 60% of all reported crypto scam losses from 2021 to 2022 came from Instagram and Facebook alone. They're running fake ads, sponsored posts, and comments loaded with bots pretending they made fortunes from some coach or broker. And the DM me on WhatsApp or Telegram trick is just as common there. And if you haven't noticed, Elon didn't exactly follow through on his promise to get rid of the bots after buying Twitter, because over there, it's pretty much worse than it's ever been. My account on Twitter is pretty small as well, but I'd say the majority of engagement that I get is actually OF thought bots liking my tweets and more of these same weird Telegram scammers in the replies telling me to contact some strange financial advisor. You'll see that on any viral tweet. If you look, there'll be the fake advisor recommendations in the bot replies. Nobody's talking about this incredible method. Thanks to such and such advisor, I finally recovered all my losses. Click on the profile, it's probably 0 followers, just joined last month, and every reply is the same. The harder scams to spot are the ones that impersonate the real influencer accounts. I always try to block those and report them when I see them, and there's always more and more of them popping up. Supposedly, even LinkedIn has gotten hit by these scammers. I'm not surprised. Scammers pose as wealth managers, and they send connection requests and drop you in a Telegram group before you can blink. The tactic is always the same: fabricated testimonials, obfuscated contact info, off-platform handoff into the full-scale scam. So this is definitely not just a YouTube problem. It's a social media ecosystem problem. And the scammers don't care where you find them as long as you follow them somewhere that they can control the conversation. It may seem like a weird fringe scam that's targeting a handful of unlucky people, But it turns out it's actually a global billion-dollar fraud machine. The FTC said over $1 billion has been reported lost to crypto scams that started on social media, and the median loss amount is $2,600. Some victims lose tens of thousands of dollars or even their life savings. YouTube says that it removes hundreds of millions of spam comments every quarter. In Q1 2023, for example, they said they took down 853 million, most of them spam or scam content. But despite those numbers, creators still find these bots popping up on almost all their videos because it just takes a few comments for the scammer to slip through. Just a few high-ranked scam threads on big videos, and that's enough to reel in victims and make them some serious money. Like I said before, it's just a game of volume. They scale with bots, scripts, AI, and automation, and they profit because some people out there are not expecting it. As a creator, what do you do to try to fight this? You use strict comment filters, you block keywords, and maybe you even hold and manually approve all comments before they go visible on the video. A lot of people will pin a comment saying, "I will never contact you" on Telegram or WhatsApp. Those are all scammers. But as you'll see, creators can't fight all of it. So obviously viewers have to be vigilant. Never trust anonymous testimonials in comment sections. That should sound obvious, but it's worth repeating. Never move off the platform to private apps like WhatsApp and Telegram. Anything you see that feels suspicious, always Google it. And chances are, if it's a scam, there's somebody else who's already flagged it. Usually someone's probably flagged it on Reddit and talked about the exact scam so that you don't fall for it. And if you see the scam threads, report them so you can help teach YouTube's system what to catch. But of course, at the end of the day, with anything crypto related, it's definitely not just about spotting comment scams. It's about remembering the golden rules of staying safe in crypto or Bitcoin. Never trust anyone offering you guaranteed returns. Never click on any random links or join Telegram trading groups. Never send your money to some platform you've never heard of, especially if it looks janky or you found out about it through a comment or a Telegram group or a WhatsApp channel group. And most importantly, you should know this by now, but this still happens to people. Never, ever, ever give your seed phrase to anyone or expose your seed phrase at all, anywhere, ever that's connected to the internet. Ever. Don't store your seed phrase in the cloud. Don't take a picture of it. Don't store it in a password manager. Don't ever type it into a desktop app or a mobile app that you downloaded. You never let your seed phrase touch the internet ever. You're only engaging with your seed phrase offline with a dedicated hardware wallet. Maybe you have a hot wallet on a mobile app on your phone and that has its own seed phrase. But if that's the case, you keep that seed phrase safe and you never put any large amount of money in that hot wallet. Treat it like your wallet that you're walking down the street with, where you're never going to put more than whatever, a couple 20s or a couple $100 in there that you'd be willing to lose if you happen to drop your wallet on the sidewalk, because that's what a hot wallet is. It's for petty cash or walking around money, small digital transactions or payments where you wouldn't be devastated if that money got lost or scammed or stolen. Your seed phrase is the master key to everything you own. Never give it to an advisor or a support team, someone who calls you on the phone saying they're from Coinbase or Ledger. Doesn't matter. And never even someone who's claiming they can help you recover lost funds. If someone gets access to your seed phrase, they don't need to scam you. They've already won. Always stay skeptical. Trust your gut. If you see these scams in the wild, try to help flag them, report the bots, educate others, post on Reddit, do whatever you can to help fight these scammers, because there are more and more and more of them than ever. And in crypto or Bitcoin, you can think you have high-tech tools and amazing OPSEC, but the biggest thing is knowing what to look for and never trusting anyone online. All right, I hope you found this video interesting or helpful. This was not a normal Bitcoin educational video like I normally do. I have a playlist of those here that you can watch if you want to better understand Bitcoin. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you never forget Bitcoin is inevitable.